So moving to LA, the very start of it was a shit show, to say the least.
A little rocky.
Welcome to the Big Sis Energy Podcast, your go-to space for real talk, unfiltered advice, and all the tea you didn't know you needed. We're your hosts, Makenzie
And Malia, aka your internet sisters. We're just here to walk through our early 20s with y'all in real time. We'll chat about relationships, personal growth, no sugarcoating, just the good stuff.
And this season, we're not holding back, so grab your drink, get comfy, and let's chat. It's time to step into your Big Sis Energy.
You ready?
Wait, is this thing on?
Welcome to Big Sis Energy. Today's a good one.
Today is a great one. LA has changed us, you guys.
Changed us.
For the good, for the bad? I don't know. You'll find out.
The straight up ugly. Yeah. We're getting straight into it today. And we're starting with Malia and I have moved
Yes.
16 times.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Kenzie asked me before this, she was like, how many times have we moved? And I was like, I really don't know. I lost count, to be honest.
I lost count. We chose to move 2 times.
And that's when we were adults.
And that's when we were adults.
But honestly, moving as a kid isn't as stressful. Our parents kind of made it seem it was like, oh, it's a new adventure. And that's how I look at it now. I'm like, oh my gosh, a new place. So excited.
Yes.
I look forward to like a change. I don't know if that's good or bad. Sometimes I'm like, okay, life is a little dull. Can I switch something up? Let's move.
Pack up our bags. No, honestly, that's something Malia and I were just talking about. That can seem like a good thing where it's, oh, I'm an optimist. I'm being optimistic about this. We're taking on a new challenge. This is going to be so much fun, a new place. We're going to meet new people. That is all true. But at the same time, that can also be kind of a negative coping mechanism, in my opinion. You get so used to, oh, if I'm bored or if I want to change, let me just pack up my stuff and go to a new spot. That's crazy. That's crazy. Also, moving is so stressful.
Yeah. You know what? It's funny though, because I wouldn't say I look forward to moving. There's certain things where I'm like, oh, that seems kind of fun, or I'm excited for a new change, like you were saying. But the actual process of moving is a literal nightmare.
Yeah.
And it can be a nightmare depending on what type of moving company you go to. That was actually a great segue into a terrible story.
Yep.
Guys, we got scammed. We made a video on TikTok about how this moving company scammed us. We were actually going to go with a very nice professional moving company. They quoted us kind of a lot. And I was like, we want to save money because moving that, security deposit
In
and
LA?
first month's rent, it's a lot of money.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, let me see what I can cook up and see if I can get us a deal. I got us a great deal.
Oh, Malia cooked.
No, and I burnt everything down because guess what, guys? Because I remember talking to them and they were like, so what is your budget range? And I told them my budget and they're like, oh, we can definitely do that. So they basically quoted me my budget. All of a sudden, the movers get there. I was telling them on the phone everything in our apartment so they could kind of see and get a gauge of how many boxes they're going to need. This is way more than we had expected, and it's going to be way more expensive. And the price kept going up and up and up. They packed up their truck, and then they're like, since there's, this many cubic feet in the truck, it's going to be this much more.
Yeah. No, it was going up in increments by the hour. They got there. I think we started at $3,800. So they quoted us $3,800 to move from Arizona to California, which in hindsight, I think we should have been like, that kind of seems like a red flag because $3,800, if you know moving rates,
If we could ideally stay under 5K, like that's a lot. That's a buck.
Yeah, that's a buck. So if we could ideally stay under 5K, well, yeah, so they quoted us $3,800, right? We definitely did not stay under 5K after everything was done and final.
No,
they came to our apartment that morning. They opened up all of our cabinets.
They looked lost. They were like, what the heck is going on?
Because we booked the full package service through them.
Yeah.
Again, should have been a red flag that it was $3,800 for the full package service.
They were so lost when they got to our door and they were like, because they only had 2 guys. They thought it was going to be like a quick little, no. They were not thorough and it was a whole thing.
I think before a moving company says that they can take on your place, they should say, send pictures of everything that's in your cabinets, send pictures of your closet, send pictures of your bathroom. That way we know how many boxes we're going to need and what we're going to need to pack up. Yeah. They didn't ask for any of that information. So once the only thing they
asked me on the phone was how many, it was all the big stuff. So, dressers, side tables, stuff like that. So they had all the big stuff. It was just the little things that weren't, I don't know. They scammed us.
So they got there, they took pictures of everything. They told us, okay, it's going to be $5,500. Well, you've already started packing. It's not like we're going to tell you to go home.
Yeah.
And so they start packing. Then they get everything into the truck. End of the day. It's looking like 6,800. Now that we have X amount cubic feet more than we anticipated for.
Like
Supposed to be under 5.
feet? I'm sorry. Like you guys already packed up everything. Why are you counting the cubic feet in your truck?
It's
like,
because,
I'm sorry.
It's because they're gonna put it in with another person's boxes to get them to LA too. So really, like, if they're gonna go, which leads us to our next point. Hold on. You said yeah. Which leads us to the next point. They told us that they would have our stuff in California in 3 days. So this was a Thursday.
Yeah, we thought it was gonna be quick, and I was like, okay, that's perfect. Like, we'll do a little day trip out there, and we'll meet you guys in LA.
So Malia and I, thinking that we're gonna, stay with our parents for a few nights, we're like, we'll pack for 2 nights. We're gonna be in LA in 3 days. We'll be good, right? Yeah, okay. So all of our stuff is packed away. We have 2 nights worth of clothes, a little gym outfit. We were at our parents' house for 2 weeks.
And they didn't say anything. We called them every single day, and they said nothing. They gave us no information. We didn't even know we actually did know where their warehouse was because we had air tags in our bags. Because I remember when they got to our place and they looked lost, I was like, something's a little off here. But obviously, we were like, we just have to hope for the best because we already paid that first payment, and they're packing up our stuff.
I remember looking at you, and I was like, so where are we going to hide the air tags?
I just threw it in my dresser. I was like, all right.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta watch out for yourself. No one else is going to, so,
But yeah, we ended up staying with our parents for 2 weeks, and
I called them on that following Monday because, like I said, it was a Thursday, and they said 3 days. So I called them on Monday. When we go into LA, I was like, oh yes, when we go into LA, we said 3 to 7 business days that your stuff will be in California, and I was like, no, you didn't. You said 3.
No one ever said.
No
that.
one ever mentioned 7. They just said 3 days,
and no one said business days either,
ever. So when I called her on Monday, after Friday passed, Saturday passed, Sunday passed, she's like, ma'am, I said 3 to 7 business days on that 7th business day. On that 7th business day, because we called them like every day asking when our stuff was going to be in California.
Yeah.
Because we were already paying rent. And I'm like, at this point, we're losing money because, for one, now we're in the hole way past our budget for how much this move was going to cost us. We're not even utilizing the space that we're paying for right now. So Malia and I were like, what are we going to do? Like, luckily we weren't also paying for a hotel space because let's say
imagine
you didn't have family, you'd be at a hotel for 2 weeks.
Yeah. And that's expensive.
Yeah.
They could have paid for that.
Yeah, they wouldn't have.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
They wouldn't have.
So on that 7th business day, I pick up the phone and I'm like, so we've had air tags tracking you this whole time. I have my lawyer on the phone, and another moving company called, and we will be pulling up with our new moving company. You will not get the remainder of the deposit, and we're going to take our stuff ourselves to Los Angeles without your help. And they were like, ma'am, no. I can assure you that your things will be in California by tomorrow. And I was
sure.
like, that's what I thought.
Guys, sometimes you gotta pull a Karen because these people will take advantage of you and you'll never see your stuff ever again.
I'm not gonna lie.
I thought they were gonna sell it on eBay. Like, I thought our stuff was gone. I was like, are we gonna have to buy new stuff? Like,
yeah.
All of our furniture is pretty nice. That was one thing that we didn't really have to worry about when we moved. Like, there was a couple things that we bought, but like, come on.
I was checking that AirTag
daily,
if not multiple times a day, because I was like, I'm gonna look and our dresser is gonna be in Thailand. Like, I just know it. I know that they're selling our stuff. I was like, Malia and I were so pessimistic about it.
They told us
3
we were
days.
gonna be able to be in LA with our stuff within 3 days. 2 weeks later, are you kidding?
Another lesson that we learned from this, guys, really read through that contract before you sign it.
And if it feels off, don't go through with it, to be honest.
If it feels like it's a bang for your buck,
too good to be true, maybe.
it might just be too good to be true. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, honestly, if you're gonna get movers, I would suggest paying for a very, like, I guess, well-known company.
Reputable.
Yeah.
Not Coastal Moving Services, not
reviews.
M&R Moving. Oh my gosh, T. we're what, a year
Yeah,
past this? Almost a year? Okay, maybe not a year, but a good amount of
Close.
time. M&R Moving Services from Arizona has called me 3 times in the past 4 months asking if our stuff ever got delivered.
No, Kenzie told me that, and I was like, "You're joking."
Are you kidding?
That's insane.
You don't have in your books that you completed a service and you got paid for it? Because we gave them that money.
Oh yeah, I remember.
And you know how much it was? All said and done, when they quoted us $3,800? $8,000.
Well, that was lovely.
What a great story, guys.
So moving to LA, the very start of it was a shit show, to say the least.
A little rocky.
Because, my health was on the down low, the lowest of lows. And then on top of that, moving was not a smooth move.
And once we
all.
got there, a lot of our furniture was like banged up a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
they said, we're going to wrap it up super nice. And the guys that were actually packaging up our stuff, they kept telling me that everything's going to look perfect. There's not going to be a single scratch. There were scratches. There was also missing legs to certain things. Or like my dresser was wobbly. That's not what you promised.
Yeah.
You also promised me $3,800 and that was not what happened. But guys, we actually just got approved for our dream townhome, which is crazy. I didn't even think we were going to say that, but what the heck?
We went today. This is actually pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I cannot believe it. Also, when we say approved, we're renting it. It's not like we bought a house.
No, we didn't buy it.
Still, I'm so excited.
Yeah, because John, Kenzie's boyfriend, is moving out with us. And do we want to split up and have our own apartments, or do we want to live in a bigger area where we're all kind of have our own space? And the townhome, guys, when I saw this townhome, I was like, no, this is it. We have to move in. There's so much storage. There's so much space. And, we're splitting it 3 ways. I can't believe that it's going to be our home.
I am so beyond excited because not only so Malia's going to have her own floor pretty much, which is crazy.
It's basically, when you walk in, it's the entryway. There's a garage, and there's a cute little seating area and a place where you can hang up your bags and stuff. And then there's my room. So, like, right when you walk in, my room's right there, and I get my own little balcony and stuff, too. So I was like, it's so cute.
It's perfect.
It's adorable.
It is so beyond anything I could have ever imagined.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It's stunning. I'm in love.
Especially in LA, it is hard to find, like, everything that you're looking for.
Yeah.
Even when we came out here to tour our apartment, the first one that we toured was it. All said and done, we were like, oh my gosh, this one's perfect. But let's see our other options. We were disappointed every time. Because I feel like trying to find a 2-bedroom, they always cheap out on the second bedroom. Basically an office.
Yeah. And sometimes it's in a shape that you couldn't even fit a bed unless you had a triangular bed.
I know, I'm like, guys, come on. This is not a 2-bedroom. This is like a 1-bedroom den.
Yeah.
Why are we calling this a 2-bedroom?
For real. And then, too, most spots, it's in your budget, but then it's $200 per parking spot.
Huh?
So when we saw this spot,
Jumped on it quick.
because our girl, I have a friend and she's a real estate agent and she's been helping us.
Queen Persia.
Yes, she's such a sweet. Hey, girl, if you're watching this,
Love you, girl.
She is so sweet. Oh my gosh, and her curls are like amazing.
Stunning.
I met her at a curly hair event. So
No, she's such a queen.
when we saw this, she told me like a week after we toured it. She was like, the agent just called and said they got an application. I went on Zillow and applied so quick.
He was trying to apply that pressure because I was like, I don't think there was.
Shit is real.
We're like, no, we
okay.
need this meow.
Well, because John and his family, they were supposed to come out last week to tour like a few different spots with us. But when she told us that they had the application come in, I was like, I'm just going to apply. Like, let's not sign any documents until everybody has seen the place.
And we knew everyone was going to like it too. Because I feel like John was on the fence because he was like, oh, the apartments that we toured, they were beautiful. I was kind of set on those too.
Me
And then when I
too.
saw the townhome, I was like, I completely forgot about the apartments. I was like, oh, wait, no, this is it.
Well, because John, it was so cute. Because when we went to tour that one apartment spot, there was like a huge rooftop pool. And like John literally got lost up there. We were with the tour
nice.
guide walking around, and I look back and I was like, where's John? He's like taking videos of the pool to show his family, and that's just so cute. So he loved that apartment.
It was nice. I mean, the amenities were top tier.
Yeah.
They were really good.
The amenities were top tier. And so when we showed him the townhome, he's like, oh, I like the sound of that, but you know, I'm just like so in love with the apartments. And we're like, yeah, that's real, but I feel like you should just see it. That way we can see our options.
Yeah.
As soon as he stepped foot in this townhome, he was like, oh my gosh, yes, like this is it. So I'm just so glad that we were all on the same page.
Yeah.
It's more than I could have ever imagined.
And we don't need a storage unit. Like, we'll we have enough storage to keep things. Like, we have enough room to keep our Christmas stuff there, which is, you know, crazy.
Tea.
Who would have thought?
Yes, I'm so excited. No,
Me
yeah,
too.
we got really lucky.
We did.
So we can move in on April 1st.
Yeah.
But we probably won't actually fully move in until early May.
Yeah, it's nice because we can kind of ease our way into it.
Yeah.
And we don't feel super rushed.
And I don't gotta do long distance no more. Yeah! Bless up. I think our next episode is about long distance, so we'll talk more about that. I'm just so happy for it to be over. Honestly, I think doing long distance has really improved our communication. John and I's communication so much.
That's great.
Which has been amazing. Like, I think we didn't even know we needed to improve.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
You know, that's so real.
Yeah.
Because I feel like when certain things happen in a relationship, not just like romantically, things that are like really hard and you work through those, it makes it stronger. Like, I even feel that way between me and you. Everything that we've been through, I know in the last episode we talked about like my health and stuff, and even just moving here, everything being chaotic, and I feel like our relationship was kind of rocky. We weren't really happy just because there was so much going on. And now I feel like our relationship is getting to a point where it's stronger and better, and we're like kind of back to normal, but also not in a good way. You know?
I think though, now that we've been through those terrible circumstances,
yeah,
we have better communication skills, and we're able to work through our issues better, be on top of it, be proactive, check in with each other. We have those tools.
Yeah,
now.
I think it really forced us to do that.
I'm just grateful that we've had the experience with long distance that we've had.
Okay, but what's the longest you guys have actually been apart? You see each other pretty frequently.
Yeah.
Because Kenzie's back in Arizona at least once a month.
I do be hopping on some flights.
Because like some people that do, not to say that that's
invalid.
To discredit
No, you're right.
the long
You're right,
distance,
though.
but some people are like, okay, my man's in London. You can't hop on a quick flight
No.
to London, you know?
No, you cannot. And then you're like, okay, you're seeing
would
each other
suck.
once a quarter.
Yeah.
If
my
I was to only see
God.
John once every 3 months,
That would be really hard.
I'd probably be crying daily.
Doing that on a smaller scale, that still sucks.
I think the longest we've really gone apart is probably like 17 days.
That's so funny. The fact that you know the actual date too is funny.
I'm gonna guess because it's been a little over 2 weeks.
If you've been in LA for a minute, John will come out.
Mm-hmm.
Or if I don't see Makenzie, she's out in Arizona with John.
Mm-hmm.
You poor thing. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, bro.
That's
Anyways,
so funny.
that's for next week's episode.
We're going to be reading your guys' assumptions about us. On my story, I put, do you guys think LA has changed us? And then I left it up as good or bad. So good assumptions, bad assumptions. Y'all were so sweet because I was expecting some interesting responses. I was kind of like wanting it to be a little bit, oh, what's the word?
Malia said problematic. She's like, I want tea.
No, I was like, what's the tea, y'all? But you guys were so nice. So there was really no bad assumptions. If anything, you guys were spot on.
Mm-hmm.
Like to the T.
To the
Better
T.
than like anything that I would have said. Because I was like, y'all know us a little bit better than we know ourselves. Which is
Real.
crazy. Like we're really a family.
You said it.
Yeah.
You said it.
So should I start us off?
Go ahead, boo.
Okay, first assumption. She said, I wouldn't say this is bad, but I definitely sense some awkwardness between you two. Maybe as if moving has caused some tension. If my intuition is right, I hope you guys can work through it. With a little heart. Love you, girl. This one, I felt like I wanted to read this first because I was like, this is definitely like the most like juicy. This is the juiciest we're going to get. Okay, guys? But no, I feel like this is so spot on. Everything that has happened, and y'all know like the whole backstory, but it has been hard. Like I feel like it really put our relationship to the test a little bit. And obviously being sisters, working together, living together, doing everything together, attached to the hip, like almost being twins. Obviously, we're going to get sick of each other when we work together.
Yeah.
If you have a sister or a sibling, imagine working with them. Like, that's crazy. And I love working with Makenzie, but obviously there's going to be pros and cons to working with your sibling.
Yeah.
Like, that's just
because people
how it
always
is.
say, like, don't get into business with your family.
Yeah.
But to answer your question, I think the awkwardness kind of stemmed from you and I being each other's only support.
Yeah.
Because I think with all the circumstances that happened last year and being away from our family, being away from our friends, it really did isolate the two of us. And it was like, okay, we gotta be able to stand alone, but also like stand and lean on each other.
Yeah.
And I think that made everything a little bit more challenging, because now it's like I can really only talk to one person. We didn't really leave our apartment much at all.
Yeah.
Because Malia wasn't feeling good, and I was like, I'm not trying to leave my sister. Like, what if something happens?
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah, it was a tough time because I felt like, too, my mom has always been there for me through, like, all my health issues. And the fact that she was so far away from me was really hard. Because, like, I went back a few times just to stay with my parents. And it was nice just to, like, be with them.
I mean, I also feel like LA is kind of a lonely city.
It is, because I feel like everyone's out here trying to make it. And people are on their grind. But sometimes I feel like in result of that, no one's really looking for something like authentic and genuine. They're just kind of looking for like, oh, how can I get to the next level, or how can I do this?
It can be transactional at times.
Yeah.
And there's people who aren't like that. But there are a lot of people who are like that. And I think I've heard people say this, but it's like the transplants that are like that, not the local LA natives.
Yeah.
Which I think is interesting, but also low-key true. Less content, but I do think you guys are finding yourselves as individuals more. Love you.
Oh,
that's so sweet.
that is so sweet. I feel
Thank
like that's also very
you.
spot on.
That is very spot on. We love you too, sis.
Love you, girl.
I think that is spot on. Like, we have been making a lot less content, but I think we've also been choosing to make content when we're genuinely feeling like energy's on. Malia and I are vibing.
Yeah.
It's not like we're forcing it, because I think last year we tried to force it for a second, and it just felt so fake.
And guys,
not
we're
genuine.
not actors either. It's crazy because I think we did take a break for a little bit too, because I was just like, I don't have any energy to put into our videos at all. And obviously our channel is very upbeat, very like fast paced. We're talking about whatever, we're goofing off, and I had a zero personality, and it was just tough. Like, it was a really hard time to want to put my life out. I was like, everything was so depressing. Why do I want to keep talking about how depressing my day is? Like, that's just even more depressing.
Yeah.
You know?
And then you're just harping on what you're currently going through.
And I think for that assumption, I feel like that's going to change within the next year. I feel like it already has changed a little bit. Like, I think Kenzie and I are kind of pivoting a little bit with what we want to do with our careers and like how we want to continue to do social media. And I think we're going to be more consistent as of right now. And, you know, my health is looking good, so I'm happy about that. And it's nice to like be back, and I don't know, it's made me more hungry for like what we want to do and what I want to do.
Now we get to see how we can do that together and how we can do that as individuals, which is really, really, really cool, because especially after last year, like seeing what you want to do, maybe it looks different than what I want to do. It makes me so happy to see you like fulfilling your passions and everything that inspires you. That makes me so happy after seeing everything go on last year.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, and same for you too. I feel like we definitely realized that we're so codependent on each other. And obviously that was our first episode. And I feel like that was such a good first episode because we are very codependent. And I feel like we both realized that, everything that we've gone through. So it's like, it's nice to step into our independence era, being out here in a new city. Like, I don't know, it's fun. Someone said, neither. It's actually developed you both into great women. Proud of you, with a little heart.
Wait, that is so nice.
That is so
oh my
nice.
gosh. Honestly, I really feel that. I feel like LA has made me become my own dream girl. Where I'm not really comparing myself to others and trying to be somebody that I'm not. I'm like, how can I really be the best version of myself? Like last year, I started 75 Hard. I went on a full mental journey during 75 Hard. I feel like I started it for physical benefits.
Yeah.
But
I've learned a lot. And even just being so far away from my family, like, and being so independent, I think I have learned a lot just about myself. I feel like going through those dark times really gave me time to reflect on who I am. And at times I didn't even know, because I was like, who is this girl? I was like, who I didn't even recognize her, to be honest. It's nice to be out of that and being like, oh, okay, that's past tense. Like, I don't have to think about that anymore. Or not think about it, because I'm still working through it. It's like, okay, that happened. How do we work through it? It's not like like I'm still in it. How do I get out of it? You know?
Yeah, that's so true.
So that's very nice to kind of see that change. And I feel like therapy has totally helped me with that. Oh my gosh.
Well, I think though, sometimes when you're in dark times, you're in fight or flight.
Yeah.
You do not have time to reflect on how you're growing. Like, you're trying to survive. That was terrible.
Well, and it's not even, when I say health, I mean physically, but also mentally. Because, like, everything had affected me so much where it was like, you're right. Like, I really didn't have time to even think about, like, who I want to become as a woman. I wasn't being like, oh, I want to be my dream girl. It was like, okay, I want to feel better.
Yeah,
actually,
I want to,
you know?
like, live a normal life.
Yeah. And now that I'm out of it, I'm like, okay, now back to the grind. Let's get in the gym. I'm weightlifting again. Like, but all that stuff I really missed, because before I was not able to weightlift at all.
I mean, that's something that when people ask me, like, how I completed 75 hard, you were, like, part of my biggest inspiration, because,
Aww.
and I really mean that. Like, we started 75 hard together, but there were so many days where you wanted to come to the gym with me. You wanted to go on walks with me. You wanted to go on hikes with me, but you physically were not able to. And for me, I was like, how lucky am I that my legs work and I'm physically able to move my body.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes, like, when you're dang, like, I want to, like, go in the gym and I want to, be fit and do these things, and you're like, I'm not really feeling it today, like, I'm kind of lazy. I was like, I can't have that mindset anymore, because I am lucky that my body is able.
Well, and that's been my motivation too, because anytime I'm like, oh, I'm not feeling it, I'm like, no, girl, you can actually weightlift, so go do it. That's been my biggest motivation.
There were times that it wasn't that way.
Yeah. I don't know. I have a lot of gratitude towards that, because it's like, wow, I have energy now, and I can do the things that I want to now, which is cool.
I also just feel like leaving your hometown, there's so much room for growth. I think another thing that really enabled me to become the best version of myself, I'm still working on it. I don't think you're really ever like your dream self. Like, you can always improve and change and learn new things.
But that's how it should be.
That's how it should be. I feel like for the rest of my life, I'm going to be learning and adapting and becoming like the dream version of myself. But honestly, the one thing I just love about LA that has positively affected me, nobody cares. Nobody is looking at you in a judgmental way. Nobody's gonna bat an eye and look at you and be judgmental. For me, that gave me so much confidence.
Yeah.
I was like, I can kind of do whatever I want and not be judged. I feel like in Arizona, it was like a microscope. But that's something that I think has really positively affected how I see the world. I'm not gonna spend my life worried about how other people think about me.
Yeah.
It's my
Who
life.
cares?
It's my life.
Yeah.
Another assumption, y'all really leveled up. New cars, new spot, refreshing content. Love the overall growth.
Oh.
That is, see, y'all are so nice.
Yes, you guys are.
Like, what the heck?
It's so easy to be self-conscious on social media, because, I don't know, I didn't want people to think of us a certain way, like moving to a new city and then we get nicer car and, like, I don't know. You just kind of, like, think about those things, and y'all are so sweet. It's been crazy. Like, I can't believe we have our dream cars. We're like, what?
No. Malia will tell you guys the amount of overthinking I thunk before we got the cars. I was like, everyone's gonna think we're like bougie and like we're stuck up
And like spoiled and entitled.
and like we moved to LA and now we're like different people and like we're not nice and genuine and authentic anymore. And Malia was like, girl, it's a car. Like, it's cool.
And I was like, if people think that, that's an assumption, and they know nothing about our character.
Well, period. But also, like, that was something, I don't know why I thought that. It's like, I feel like that is an accomplishment. For one, we've been so blessed, but we have we've worked for what we got. And like, I think there's so much beauty in that.
Yeah.
So
I don't know why I'm scared to say that. I think it's always so good to give gratitude and like obviously thanking you guys, because we would not be able to have like any of these opportunities without you guys. That also came with hard work as well.
I think that's something, like you said, you're kind of scared to say.
Yeah, but I'm
Me
like,
too.
it's true.
Yeah.
It is a blessing to have the job that we have. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that we didn't put in the work.
Y'all, I thank God every day. Like, literally being able to work with my sister from the comfort of our own home.
Yes,
like,
absolutely.
There are so many blessings with the job that we have. And
well, and we can make our own schedule too.
Even the
Another
fact that it's a
crazy
job.
thing. Yeah.
Another blessing. But like, I think that's something for you and I. Sometimes we feel like weird talking about how it's work.
Yeah.
You know? Because it is kind of weird.
It's funny because it feels like work, but it also doesn't at the same time. Like, it's fun. We enjoy it. But there's also some times where it's like, it can be a little hectic and all of those things. But what job isn't hectic and crazy?
I think that's because we've had some like other jobs that were really hard before we started this.
Yeah.
Like, okay, we used to work at a water park, and our dad owned a concession stand, but we ran it. And we would go to Restaurant Depot before the water park would open. They're like physically demanding jobs. So we'd carry in like 50-pound bags of seed and
like sugar
for the popcorn. We had the suits on with the goggles.
It's 100 degrees out in Arizona summer.
We're stirring 500-degree boiling oil, making kettle corn in hazmat suits, getting burned. Like, that's what I'm like, oh, that's really hard work.
Yes.
You know,
absolutely.
we also used to do we wouldn't renovate houses, but we'd clean renovated houses. So, you know, there's like sawdust in there. Those types of things I would consider
like physically demanding
jobs.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You know, that doesn't mean that other things aren't also challenging.
Yeah.
Or take consistency
well,
and
also
dedication.
too, I was thinking about that because I was like, especially working at a water park, all of that stuff that was like physically demanding, I wouldn't be able to do that now. Or like when I was struggling with my health, like, thank God we have the job that we have, because I wouldn't have been able to do that.
Real.
You know?
Real.
So there's so many blessings. Okay, the last assumption is, I don't know you guys personally, but y'all have been less shy and showing your personalities more, and I love that for you. Oh,
thanks, Boo.
I would say that's pretty true as well.
I think that's also moving to LA and being around people who aren't judgmental.
Mm-hmm.
Being in Arizona, I felt like we had a lot of eyes on us, like not on social media, but in real life, that felt judgmental.
And I felt scared to be myself. Like, out here, I was like, after everything that just happened, I was like, I don't care anymore. I really don't. Like, if you don't like me or whatever,
personality,
you can unfollow. Yeah, like, it's not that deep. It really is not that deep.
It's not that deep.
And those thoughts just hinder you from, you know, posting a video or whatever it is. It hinders you from putting yourself out there, and I don't want to think that way anymore.
Yeah,
y'all were spot on.
Y'all
know us too well.
Killed that for real. I feel like moving to a new place, a new city, a new state, a new country, comes with a lot of pros and cons. Y'all spilled the tea on your moving journeys and what you guys consider pros and cons of the places that you moved to / from. So
yeah,
let's get into those. Pros to moving to a new city, a new state, new environment, fresh start, new experiences, better weather, and cheaper cost of living.
Period. Where'd you move to, girl?
You said, where'd you move to? Cons, took forever to make friends, and there's barely any culture in AZ.
Oh, so you moved to Arizona. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, the culture in AZ, that's for real. That's for real.
Yeah.
I think for sure finding new friends. That is such a con
Yeah.
to moving because, you know, you don't know anybody. And especially as an adult, making new friends in a new city is really challenging because, okay, let's say you work from home.
Yeah.
You're not in school anymore, so it's not like you're sitting next to somebody in class and able to be like, hey, girl.
Yeah, because when you're a kid, making friends is so effortless. Like, you're seeing those people every single day.
You be on the monkey bars like, yo.
Want to be besties? And
Want to be besties? And all of a sudden, y'all are on the monkey bars every day for the rest of the school year together. Like, it's that easy.
Yeah, because now I feel like as an adult, not that it's forced, but, like, you have to kind of put yourself out there more than you would when you're younger.
It's more...
And nothing wrong with that. Like, I feel like you have to do that to obviously make friends and meet people
It takes more intentionality and effort.
It does.
For sure.
It does. But that's not a bad thing. I'm excited for that. To like keep putting myself out there. Even like for dating too.
Yes.
Just like meet new people. Done with the apps. No more apps. But yeah, Arizona's interesting.
Mm-hmm. Are we in the Help A Sis Out segment? Oh, yes. Okay, I love the Help A Sis Out segment.
Yes. Okay, let's get into it. Help a sister out. Okay, the first one is, what if I move and end up hating it? The excitement is wearing off, and I don't know if the city is for me, but I also don't want to give up so soon. How do I know if I need more time, or am I just not meant to be here? Dang.
That's real.
That is real.
Guys, Malia and I almost moved back home.
No, we can heavily relate to that.
Heavily.
Oh my gosh.
We almost moved back home. Last September, we went home for our birthdays. We went apartment hunting. We almost told our friends, like, guys, we're coming back to Arizona. But we decided not to.
Also, kind of a blessing in disguise because we couldn't obviously break our lease.
Yeah. We also didn't want to do that.
Well, yeah, we didn't want to do that. And it just ended up not working out. And we're like, okay, let's stay here. Let's wait it out. And I'm glad that we did.
Well, at that time, too, we did think Malia, we thought that you had cancer and that we should go back home and be with the family.
Yeah.
Which is
we thought it was
valid.
more severe than what it was. I mean, honestly, it was still very severe. So even if obviously I don't have cancer, but the severity of it, I think it would have been totally reasonable to move back.
But also, that thought in the back of our head is like, for you and I, when we were talking about moving back home, I know in the back of both of our minds, we were like, everyone's going to think we failed. We didn't make it out in LA. And it's like this subconscious, like, societal pressure of what are people going to think if I move away and then I move back? It's like, oh, you didn't go there for a reason. You didn't do what you were supposed to do.
Yeah.
Who cares? The more life that I'm living, the more that I realize every day, you're living your own life.
And people need to stay out of your business. Like, shut up.
You said, like, shut up. Real. And honestly, too, you tried. Mm-hmm. You tried something out. And props to you, because I know how hard it is to uproot your comfortable life,
your entire life,
and move somewhere where maybe you don't know anybody. It takes guts to move,
especially
to
by yourself. Space. And it's okay if you hate it. It's okay to change your mind and be like, oh, actually, never mind. Like, I don't like this.
I say,
at least you tried.
If you're not in danger and you have a contractual agreement to stay at a specific place, then stay through the entire lease.
Yeah.
And reconsider once you get closer to the end of your leasing agreement. Because I think, okay, most people sign a year lease. Give it a year. Give it, I think, a year. And make sure that you're putting yourself, once you've like adapted, okay, let's say you've been in your apartment for 3 months, trying to get comfortable, trying to adapt. Now you're starting to put yourself out there. Make sure that you're going to new spaces and not just isolating yourself in your apartment or like in your new place, because then it's hard to know if you like the city that you're in or not.
It takes a long time to really get used to it. It really does. And that was what happened to us. Like it took us a long time I feel like now I'm actually, like, I actually feel settled in. And I'm getting the hang of LA, and like even just driving is so different out here and all that. All those things like you don't even really think about. But now it's like, okay, we're a year in. It took a whole year to get used to how LA is. But now I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah. So I would say give it a year. Honestly. That would be my advice.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. What's the best way to put myself out there without feeling awkward? I know I need to put myself out there. But girl, it's not easy. I see people forming friendships so effortlessly, and I wish I had that confidence. I don't want to come off as desperate. I also don't want to sit in my apartment waiting for friends to magically appear. How do I start without feeling awkward or out of place? That's relatable.
Ooh, that is relatable.
I think it's hard to feel like you're the only new person somewhere. That's one thing I feel like in LA, there's a lot of people who they've only been out here a few months. I also don't want to sit in my apartment waiting for friends to magically appear.
Bro, that's so real.
That is like
it sucks because you do have to put yourself out there. Like, you really do have to get out.
I would say don't rush yourself. Like if you're okay, let's say you're unpacking your boxes and the moving truck just left, don't be like, oh, I need to go make friends right this second. I think the best thing I could say is find new hobbies and put yourself in new rooms
and get into a routine of like going out somewhere. So like if you have to do some computer work, like go to a coffee shop every day or like try a new coffee shop, stuff like that, where it's like maybe it's not as, oh, I have to meet somebody, but you'll eventually probably bump into somebody that maybe you see frequently at the coffee shop or the gym or wherever it is.
Yeah, that's so true. And then you're putting yourself in new environments. We're going to see new faces and hopefully meet new people.
Yeah.
I think that's for me, the gym, for sure. I feel like at the gym, I'm able to talk with people, read people's energy, because I understand the desperate thing. If you're new to a spot and you're like, oh, I'm craving, like as humans, we crave to be around other people and be in community. Mm-hmm. So I think that that's such a natural feeling. So know that you're not alone in wanting that, but also like the desperate thing. I've totally felt that way before, where it's like, okay, you know that you feel isolated. You know that you want to make a change and be around more people and have more friends, putting yourself in new environments and reading people's energy. You don't have to make any upfront moves from the beginning. Like, let's say you're going to a new gym, you can just like observe for the first month or two. And then you can start talking with people and chit-chatting. I feel like for me, the easiest way to like make a friend is complimenting somebody on something that I've noticed about them. Yeah. So it's not fake. It's not like not authentic. You're being real. You're being like, oh, like I've really noticed this person's energy. Or it could be as simple as, I really like that person's shoes. Like, let me tell them.
Yeah.
And then you're just starting conversation.
And becoming like kind of a regular somewhere, you know? Because I feel like that's when people are like, oh, you know, I've seen you before. Or like, I feel like that's when you can really kind of get a connection with somebody, especially with the gym, or even just a place that maybe you want to go and play tennis or whatever it is, or pickleball or some type of sport. Like,
or join a dance class.
Then you find someone that has the same interest as you. We both love to do this, or like we can meet up and go to a workout class or whatever.
Love that.
Yeah.
Seriously. That's so true. I feel like that's another thing. Whenever I meet somebody, I'm like, oh, like, let's go do a workout class.
It's so easy because it's like you're both getting in a workout. It's like an hour. It's not like you have to spend a ton of time together. And you can really get to know somebody that way.
That's so true.
On like a more chill level, you know?
It doesn't have to be forced.
It's nothing intense.
That's real. That's real.
Okay, next. How do I build confidence in a new city where I don't know anyone? Back home, I felt like that girl. Secure, confident, in my element. But here, I feel small, like I have to prove myself all over again. I want to walk into rooms and own my space the way I used to. That's real.
I think the only difference is that you were comfortable. Like, you were comfortable in your hometown.
And you probably knew everybody, too.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's like you kind of got to build that, similar to how we were just talking about, like, how to make friends. You kind of have to build that confidence, because now you're like, you feel isolated, you feel alone. People are looking at you like, oh, you're the new girl, when probably no one's even looking at you. Like, like, you know,
it's all in your head. I feel like
it's so easy to be in your head.
Yeah,
that's so true. Yeah. Especially when you're in a new environment and you're the one observing.
It's funny. I feel the opposite. Because Arizona, I feel like it just depends on your environment. Because I feel like Arizona is so interesting, but out here, I don't feel like people are judging as much. So I feel more confident and like secure in myself because I can do what I want and be who I am as a person, and no one's gonna judge you for that.
Out here, I feel like I can express myself freely. I can wake up, put on the outfit that I want to wear, and not feel like people are gonna be like, why is she dressing up?
Or like, why is she doing too much?
Exactly. Yeah. Because in Arizona, sometimes like we would like dress up nice or something to go like hang out with our friends or take some cute pics, whatever it may be. People will look at you like, it's like, I'm just wearing a cute outfit. Like, what?
But I feel like the security, and at least for me, like, I should be secure wherever I am, regardless of the environment. And I think the environment does help. I still want to be secure, even in a place where maybe people are looking at me. It's like, okay, why do I care about what they think?
Yeah.
Like, I shouldn't. True. You really shouldn't.
And I think that comes with time. So don't be hard on yourself. Like, you just went through a big change.
Yeah.
And you're in a new space. You're in a new environment. The biggest advice I would say, don't be too hard on yourself. It's gonna come with time. That confidence is rebuildable. So don't be too upset at your current self, because you'll look back in a year and be like, okay, I just need some time.
Yeah.
Like, I needed time to make new friends, meet new people, like adapt to the environment that I'm in, because putting yourself in a new space can be challenging, and that comes with ups and downs. So you kind of just gotta give yourself time to like sit in it. That was the last Help A SIS Out segment scenario. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in to this week's episode. I'm so excited that Big Sis is back.
Me too. I absolutely loved this episode. I've been enjoying this whole process in general, even just like the shoot and everything that we've done. That was so much fun.
That was so much fun. The shoot, the video, guys, that's what I mean by like being able to work with creative people. The team, they killed that.
Well, like everyone's vision too really just came to life. We all got to have input on like how we wanted the video to come out, and it just went above and beyond. It was, I mean, y'all have seen it. We actually haven't even seen it yet because it's not like completely together yet, but I'm so excited.
Yeah, oh my gosh. That was the best. And honestly, when the vibes are that good on set, it's gonna be a masterpiece. Like you just know as you're filming it, and once you've left the shoot, you're like, I ain't gotta worry.
It's gonna be perfect.
That was fire.
Yeah. But guys, make sure to follow us on Instagram. I'm Malia Alexis _
and I'm Kenzie Grace _
and make sure to follow Big Sis Energy with 2 Y's on Instagram to keep up to date with all of our new episodes and writing in questions for the Help A SIS Out segment.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys next week.
We'll see y'all next Sunday. Bye.
Bye.